Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Hey, welcome back to Elevated Bible Study. I hope you're ready for some more exciting adventures in Psalm 67. Yesterday we looked at the first verse. We had a little break, a Selah. That means stop, look, and listen. You know, that's the make your meditation right here. God be merciful to us and bless us. Cause His face to shine upon us. This is the desire of the nation, the desire of the people. It should be our desire for God's people. We want God to be merciful. We want Him to bless us. We want His face to shine upon us. Selah, that, verse 2. Verse 2 comes in with a that. So we're going to find out what happens now if God does this. If God is merciful, blesses, and causes His face to shine. This is the expected outcome, that thy way may be known upon the earth, thy saving health among all nations. Let the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. So verse 2, let's go back and look at that real quick. Verse 2 is the expected outcome, that thy way may be known upon the earth. Okay, God's way known upon the earth is always connected with God's people who are upon the earth. God does His work, His way, reveals His word, and He does it through His people. So God is doing a saving work among all nations, but how's He doing it? He's doing it through His people. He always does. He's always working through His people. So the blessing of Abraham comes through Abraham, but it affects all those about him. Eventually it affects all nations, right? Because everybody's going to be blessed because of Abraham. Thy way may be known upon the earth. God is doing that through His covenant people and saving health among all nations. That is the preaching of the gospel. Let's just be frank about it. The preaching of the gospel gives saving health. And where is it preached? No, it's not just in your church. It's also in churches around the world, in not only in churches, but in open fields and in assembly halls and in streets, on street corners and places like that, on the steps of buildings. So the gospel is being preached so that saving health can be acquired by all the nations. So this blessing, may this happen to us so that your way may be known upon the earth, thy saving health among all the nations. So His way is His saving health. And it's for the nations. The gospel is to be given out to all the nations. I think the psalmist here is looking forward to what the church would do. We're sending out the gospel to every people, every tongue and tribe, every nation and language. Let the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. Now, I'm going to end right there today, but I want you to notice that looks forward to that very same refrain here in verse 5. So we go from 3 to 5 and we find it again. Let all the people praise thee, O God. Let all the people praise thee. So 2 and 3 work together with this refrain coming at the end. So why are the people praising it? And of course, this means everybody, not just the Jews, not just God's people at the time when this was written, but this is everybody, every nation. Let all the people praise thee. Why? Because saving health has been distributed amongst all the nations. We're going to see tomorrow that the nations are going to be glad and sing for joy because of what God does. And then we're going to have this refrain again. Let the people praise thee. Why? Because of what God is going to do. Okay. Well, I'm going to teach tomorrow's lesson before we get there. So join me tomorrow and we'll look at verses 4 and 5 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.